Hey fam, I want to show you how to instantly get better at rowing without needing to do more training and get more fit. Like any type of endurance training, movement economy is one of the most important ways in which you're going to get better at your sport. If we're talking about running, biking, rowing is the same thing. Improve your technique and right away you're able to go faster on the row, increase the wattage, or reduce your split per 500 without needing to do more exercise. So I'm gonna show you 3 ways that people often mess up the rowing techniques with how to fix it, apply that to your next workout or rowing session, and you're instantly going to be more fit. Let's jump right into the first mistake that you're gonna make on the rower, and that's going to be on the return forward. What I see often is that people will get to the top of the rep and the first thing they're going to do is they're going to bend their knees to return back to the catch or the front of the rep. What happens when you do that is that you end up with your heels way too off the pads at the front. You end up staying more upright and your feet are then not in a position, or your body's not in a position to apply force into the rower as optimally as possible for the next rep. Instead, what you want to think about is get to the top of the rep, you're slightly leaning back, and the first thing you're going to do is release the arms. When you release the arms, and now the arms are straight, then that's going to be your cue for the torso to lean forward, which is then going to be the cue for the knees to start bending. So if we come back to what we were saying, people end up bending their knees as the first thing they do on the return instead of allowing their arms to reach forward. The second mistake I'm going to see is as the rep starts, so you're in the front, which is the catch, instead of pushing hard into their legs to initiate the rep, which is going to give you the most force, the most power, what people tend to do is they tend to lean back immediately, which means that the beginning of your rep, your body's leaning back, and you're pulling a bit on the handle, but there's not any work that's really created into the fan to allow you to really push hard. What we want to see at the beginning of the rep is we want to see you pushing hard into your legs. Actually, let me just show you. So when you strap in, what you want to see is really those legs pushing hard while your torso is still leaning forward. We don't want to lean back first and then push with a position that's weaker for the legs. And the last mistake I see often is compressing too much at the catch or in the front of the rep. So as you're going to be coming back, your heels are going to lift too much off the pad, your seat is going to hit your heels, and you're almost going to be leaning back, which puts you in that position that we were just talking about, where at the beginning of your rep, you're leaning and you're not in the best position to push off into the rower and create force in the fan. What you want to do instead is you want to get to the front with your heels down into the pads or maybe slightly lifted. At the front, typically what we say is you want your shin angle to be roughly at 90 degrees or perpendicular to the ground at the most. Depending on your body proportions and your ankle mobility, you may keep your heels down, your heels may lift a little bit, but the last thing we want to see is this kind of compressed situation where my butt comes in and hits my heels and I'm leaning back instead of being in this strong, ready to push position. So those 3 things improve your rowing mechanics instantly, technique is better, you're artificially fitter, and now you can work on improving your engine to make more gains, but you're not limited by your rowing technique. Enjoy, I'll talk to you on the next one.